Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. Hello, if you are watching the live, if you are watching the replay, or if you are watching the replay on YouTube, welcome. Today we are going to be playing with a technique called the Inlaid floating technique. So hopefully this is something a little bit new for you. I will bring in the card for you. My name is, I always forget to introduce myself. My name is Alisa Tilsner. If you are new to my channel and my page, hello. I'm a demonstrator in South Australia, and I have been with Stampin' Up for almost 15 years now. In April, the beginning of April, it will be 15 years. So very exciting. So we are going to be playing with this technique here. This is just a little small card that we're making today, but stick with me to the end. I have some other samples for you, and this is a great way to be using up some of your scraps. So hopefully this is a new technique for you. I did spot it the other day and I was like, right, that's it. I did watch a quick video, so it's not my technique. It is one that I am casing from someone else as well. So yes. But we all, you find a technique and you love to share it with others. So, right, what you will need, hello everyone coming in, what you are going to need is firstly a sheet of acetate. These are our window sheets. So I've just cut mine to be big enough for my shaped die, so I can cut out whatever shape you fancy. You can leave it as a square or a rectangle. You don't have to use a die shape. So you'll need a sheet of a window sheet. I'm just going to do a small little card. I find that sometimes you can get a lot more white space, and white space, a lot of white space scares me. So I'm just doing a small card. So my finished size is going to be 10 by 10. So my card is 10 centimeters by 20 centimeters, and I've scored it at the 10 centimeter mark. You will need some black cardstock. This is just complete scraps, so it's really handy. So just a small piece of black cardstock for your inlay, and then just some scraps. So because I cut my card size an unusual shape for Australia, I don't do the normal standard size, I get a lot of cardstock like this left over. In fact, I get a lot of cardstock this size left over. Usually I end up giving it to the school because, and they're kindy and that sort of thing, because they can play with it if they need to, or use it for sight words or whatever. So I usually give it to them, but I've got a lot of these left over. So what I did is just trimmed it to 9 centimeters to match my acetate. So I trimmed them down. So I've just picked out 3 colours out of my stash that I thought would look good together. Good morning everyone coming in. Tracy, Jessica from Texas. Woohoo! And then, sorry, I get distracted. I shouldn't get distracted. I am. And then from there, I've just cut down strips. So, and they don't even have to be the same width. So you can make skinny ones, fat ones, thick ones, so it doesn't really matter, but I am going to put it in some form of some remote form of pattern. Wait a minute, this one's got to go in there we go, and that's how I'm going to line up, and then I'm going to just space them a little bit. So I might require, what comes after that, blue, I might require that one. I probably won't need these, but it's really fun. So let me push that out the way. Now, on my acetate, I'm going to line up on my little bit of grid paper here, and I'm just going to start adhering these strips to the acetate. Now, I probably will use 2 runs of that. And just to help me out a little bit, I'm going to line up my acetate with my grid so that I can actually see what I'm doing to start with. So I'm just going to pop that down. And then I'm just going to continue until my acetate is full of pattern. So sorry if this is going to or you, but how was your Australia Day? Maybe we'll chat while I'm gluing all these down. Just one thing that I'm doing to help me out here is I've aligned this flat across the top, and I've just moved it a little bit so that I can use that grid there to help me get my second one down straight. And then I'll move it along a little bit again and try and keep the same width, and then I can use that to stick my next colour down, just so that everything's all nice and whoops, straight. Whoops. Oh, I need to roll that along. Did everybody have a good Australia Day yesterday? Why isn't my thing working? I need to roll it a little bit further, I think, and then it sticks to my finger. There we go. Okay, so I'll just keep going along with that. Now when I get to the skinny strips, I'm not going to try using my seal, I didn't call it a snail, I'm just going to use my glue pen to glue that one down. Good morning. Well, today my baby started his last year of school. No photos. He doesn't like photos. Pink comes next. He's not a photo guy. Penguin Island? Where's Penguin Island? Gee, any Aussies know where Penguin Island is? I don't. It's really bad, isn't it? All right. You'll have to tell me which state, Jessica. Just if you're watching on YouTube, Jessica's just said that she's never been to Australia, but she would love to visit one day and wants to go to Penguin Island. All right. Phillip Island? I'm not sure. I think there's penguins on Kangaroo Island, isn't there? I don't know. I know there's probably lots of places around the country that you can go and watch. Oh, am I going to get that last one on? That you can go and watch the penguin colony. Don't they do that? But it's not just turtles, isn't it? Don't the penguins do that too? WA. Ah. Well, there you go. Where all the penguins come in. Yes. All right, I know that takes a little bit of time, but now that we've got them all lined up and ready to go, now we just put that aside. I'm going to bring in, now this would probably fit through my mini, but I am going to use my big Stampin' Cut for this one, just because we're using acetate, and there we go. That Penguin Island is off the coast near Perth. Well, see, I haven't even been to Western Australia, so that's, maybe I should join you. Okay, so the acetate does take a little bit to cut through the window sheet. I should start calling it acetate. So I'm just going to, look, I didn't even need that last one. I'm just going to cut that out. And I will probably need to run it through the machine maybe 3 times. Isn't that true? All us Aussies are going, wow, let's see, we learn something new every day. I'm going to have to go and Google Penguin Island next. See how pretty it is. I know that there's, what's that one where all the quokkas are? I might go through another time. That's Rottnest, isn't it? Where all the quokkas are. Whoops. I'm not going to get rid of this because I'm going to need it again shortly. Okay, so hopefully, there we go. See, sometimes it just grabs in a few places and you just need to grab your snips and just help it out a little bit. There we go. Try not to get too much of a daggy edge there. Rottnest Island, yep. Oh, I know some things. I don't know a lot, but I know some things. Now, I got a little bit of adhesive on there. So if you have, do you remember these? These are years old. I still have mine. The adhesive remover. I must have adhesive on one of my plates. I'll have to give them a wash. That's probably where it's coming from. Okie dokie. Now here's where the fun part starts. What have I got there? What's you on there? All right. Fun part now. Now, when you are looking at a die to choose for to cut out for your inlay, I tried around with a few things, so stick with me and I will show you some boo-boos at the end of the video. You will need a die that I've worked out that the outline ones work the best. Okay, not the solid dies, if you know what I mean. So choose one. There are quite a few in various different die sets. This one is actually from the Wild Rose die. So this one is a good one. So we're just going to pick a position. I'm going to bring my machine back in. So, and if you're wondering the sandwich, I'm using a 1, 2, 3 and a 3. So we're just going to pick out a spot where we can cut this out. I'm going to put my happy birthday sentiment along here somewhere, or do I want to do it this way this time? I'll put my sentiment along here. Maybe I'll do, which way? Blue at the top or yellow at the top? I don't know. Maybe that way still. Might look a bit heavy on the bottom. All right, anyway, we'll do it this way. So again, I'm just going to run it through probably 3 or 4 times just to make sure it cuts that window sheet nicely. You can hear it creaking through. Hopefully that's enough. Just when you go to pick it up, just try and keep your die in there. Whoops, and make sure that it's, oh, there we go, that one went through pretty good. And then you just need to remove that one. And so we end up with that. Okay, then with your black, you will cut out that shape again. Okay. Okie dokie, I need you. Right. That can stay like that. Oh dear. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, he's got a little center in him. I need to poke that out. I'll get my pokey tool just to give that a, get rid of that. Okay, now the fun stuff begins. Get rid of that. Don't need that. I suppose you could do something with that, but I just get rid of it because some of the cardstock falls off. Okay, so getting all messed up here. Okay, fold your little card in half. And then we're going to pop dimensionals on the back. So you'll probably need a mixture of the regular dimensionals and some mini ones. And then we're just going to pop them where the cardstock is. So this is on the reverse side. This is the shiny side that I am working on, the window sheet side. And I will probably need minis for the rest, just to pop them there so you can't spot them. And then when I've got thin strips of card, we want to pop them in here. And it's probably overkill, but you know, I want it to be nice and secure on there. And then maybe just one down bottom. Not too overkill. Okay. Get all these up. Hey Linda, welcome. Grab all these little things. Oh, thank you very much, Linda. Appreciate that. sharing my video. Okay, so let's get this down. I'm gonna pop it, probably try and get it centered. Trying not to lean and get my head in. I should have my grid paper underneath so I know whether my stripes are actually not crooked or not. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring in my little pad here because I'm going to use my naughty glue and just pop some glue around. Of course, you'd be using your Tombow or your fine tip. I'm a little bit naughty. And then I should have lined it up first actually, because now I've got to swing it around and around and around, try and find the right hole. I think it goes like that. Like that, and then we just pop that down. Sometimes I use my take a pick tool and just pop it down so it's sitting right inside that little space where it's inlaid. So that's your technique as such, and then we just need to finish our card off. So I've got another little scrap of white, and I'm using Happy Birthday. It's my favourite Happy Birthday from the Art Gallery stamp set. There's usually one, and this one I think I'm going to need to wash it in the sink because I've used it that much. It's gotten a little not so sticky anymore, and okay. Just give that, I might just do that just in case for a second, just dry it off a little bit because sometimes I get a little bit gung-ho and I smudge my sentiment. Okay, give it a quick trim. I want it fairly thin when I trim it, because if I'm lucky, I don't think I will be, but if I'm lucky enough, it will fit inside one of those stripes, one of those coloured strips. Okay. Righty-o. So this is a really fun technique. I made quite a few of them the other day actually. No, it's not going to fit. I will do it that way then. Okay, so just going to put a dimensional on this side, the end side, so that it sits nice and flat. I might actually put two close to there. And then just some adhesive on there. Oh, let's do that. Okay, just so that it sits nice and flat and doesn't buckle or anything. So I'll put that across the two. Make sure I'm straight. Whoops, make sure I come in enough. Don't hang off the edge of my card. And then we need some bling, and this time my bling is gonna not be so blingy. You could put bling bling, but I'm gonna put some of the black matte dots, and as you can see I need to get some more because I've actually used these. Where I said a couple of weeks back, I said, right, I am going to make sure that I use other embellishments, not just rhinestones all the time. I have a thing about always going for rhinestones. So let's just pop a few, a big one and a small one next to each other. And where else did I put one? Over here. Put that on a small one. It's a great technique, isn't it? It's just something a little bit different, and it's nice to have something different. And then I might pop them over here. Trying to get my placement right, but if you usually try and stick to a triangle, then generally you can get it pleasing. And I know I've used 6, which isn't really pleasing to the eye apparently, but I've done a group of 3. So I'm hoping that the odd number thing theory still counts for that way. So there is my cute little card. Now I do have some, oh excellent, I'm glad it's a new technique. It was a new technique for me. It's probably not, there is another video on YouTube doing it, which is how I got this one, but I thought, right, you have to share, don't you? So that's a really cute one. Now, some little tips and tricks for you, and I have got some more samples for you as well. So there's my my 2 cards. I did make this one a little bit smaller because I felt like I still had too much white space on this one. So this one's 10 centimeters square, this one's 10.5, but I think they just make a sweet little card for birthday. Now, my first tip is to definitely choose a die that is enclosed and has an outline, because I did try to do it. I had, this is the Forever, the greenery, the Forever Fern, I can't remember which one it was, and I thought I'm going to try a different shape, which is all well and good, but then for starters it is quite tough to get out because of the acetate, the window sheet. But the other thing is because it's not all contained, I was losing pieces of my shape, and I really didn't want to collect them and try and put them back in together. I thought I was going to be smart, but my smart didn't pay off, unfortunately. So there's a tip of perhaps what not to do. And then I got a little bit adventurous and I tried triangles, and I put my inlays in a different spot. I wish I'd chosen smaller triangles now, because I did end up cutting the sides off, and I think I don't know whether it looks a little bit funny, but when you do this type of one where you're integrating more of them, I stuck the main triangle down first, and then I put the 2 flower inlays, and this one is from the Pretty Perennials bundle, this inlay here. So I put them down first, and then I put the rest of the triangles down so that they hugged the inlay instead, if you get what I mean. So rather than try and set all them up and then put your inlay in and find out that it doesn't fit properly, put your main one in and then put your inlays and then follow with the rest of your triangles. So that is another cool one. And then I made one out of designer series paper as well. So this is the Oso Ombre designer series paper, which is the free one that you can get. And I did this one with the stitched rectangle die, and this one is, the inlay is from the Poppy Parade. Oh good, I like the triangle ones. So this one's from the Poppy Parade, and instead of stamping on white cardstock, I actually stamped on the lighter side of the designer series paper as well, and then just put an opal round in the center. You can obviously put more, but I thought that was quite nice with the designer series paper as well for a different look. So they are, I think it's a really fun technique. As you can see, I got a little bit carried away, and I really wish that this one had worked, but it didn't plan out in my head right. So, but these ones are a really fun one. So go through the catalogues and find all the dies that have got the outline ones. There are quite a few of them, and there's a few ones that I thought would look really nice is the long lacy type ones, because you don't need, you just want the outside shape to be cut out of your floating piece, and then the rest of it is in black. So of course you don't have to use black, you could use a different colour. It just all depends on the paper, the strips that you're using, but I thought it was quite a cool technique. So have a go, let me know if you have a go, come back and perhaps even post your cards in this thread later on if you have a go. It is fun, it's quite addictive. You'll be needing to make sure you've got lots of window sheets available as well. Thankfully I did have a couple of packs, so that was good. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I have decided that February's lives I think are going to be Fun Fold February. So I'm going to try and come up with, I was having a play with one yesterday, so we will see you again next week. Thank you very much for joining me, and don't forget you can join my team if you wish. I would love to have you if you're in Australia, and celebration is on for just over 1 month. It ends in February. Don't forget that it ends in February instead of March as in previous years. So thanks very much, and we will see you again next week, same time. Bye.